Hey everyone, Pastor Al here. Happy New Year to every one of you. Praying that God gives you a great year with Him, that your knowledge of Him and your understanding of Him and your joy with Him would increase this year and be like never before. May He just prove Himself mighty to you. And as we begin this new year, there's a great exhortation given in Psalm 139 that I want to press on into your minds and in your hearts today. And it's an intimate chapter that David writes about God and his intimate knowledge of Him, but also how much more God's knowledge of us is intimate. And so clearly, usually at New Year's Day, we're looking back at the last year. We're looking at some of the things that happened in our lives, and certainly there have been a lot of things that have happened this last year, that good and bad, probably, but also the unknowns of the future. And David, in his chapter 139 of Psalms, talks about God and his knowledge of Him in the first part of that chapter. And in verse number 5, there's a great verse that talks about God and His intentions to be the God of the moment, whether it's the moment of the past, the moment present, or moment future. And he says this in verse number 5, "You have hedged me behind and before, and laid your hand upon me." And in that verse, in that just that simple sentence, says a great thing about God. We know that Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever, that He changes not. There's no shadow of turning with God. It tells us that in Ecclesiastes. And so we know that God is faithful to be consistent with us. But in this verse, it tells about all three realms of history and of time. It says, "You've hedged me in behind." Okay, so that would be our past. That means He is our rear guard. That means He protects us from the condemnation of the past, things that we've done wrong, that we aren't as proud about that we could be, or also the things that happen in our life that were exciting, that He has protected us and kept us from the things in the past, from bothering our future. Clearly, Paul said, I throw all the things I've done behind. I look forward, I press toward the high calling of God. So exciting things that we've done for God, things that have been a challenge for us with our Christian walk. God hedges us in from behind. He watches our backs, and He protects us from any condemnation the past would want to bring, or any uncertainty from what things have happened. He also says that He is hedging us in before. And this before is about the future. That means that wherever we go, God has already been. God has already given us a direction to go. He's given us a place to be. Already He's prepared that thing for us, and He's given us this so that we might know and understand that He has gone before us. He doesn't push us into circumstances. He leads us. And to be led means to follow something that's already been established. And so He hedges us in before we go. That means He is our front guard. He's not only our rear guard, but our front guard. And then it says, "And you lay your hand upon me." That is the present. That is the moment that you live today. God's hand is upon you. David knows, or David knew, I should say, that God had protected him from anything in the past that he had done. It also protected him for the future things that were going to be happening. But God also laid His hand upon him for the moment. And sometimes when we're praying, we pray for the moment. We pray for what we need at that moment. And I think we need to know that God is our ever-present help in a time of need. Not only to watch out and protect us from our past and the condemnations that others would want to lay on us, or even our own thoughts and minds, or the future, the unknown things that are yet to occur, but God is a moment of present for us. He is the one that protects the moment, the present moment for us. And so I just want you to be just encouraged today that whether it's things of the past in the year 2024 that we have already experienced, good and bad, or it's the things of 2025 which have not yet been, or it's the moment that we live in even today, the 1st of January, know that God is your provider. He's your protector. He's the one that gives you purpose. May you find that an encouragement to begin this new year, and as always, may this year be a great year with Jesus.